episode of From A to B, and today we will be talking about our top 10 childhood movies that we think should not be remade or should not have been remade. There might be one or two in here that already have been remade, but we disagree with that.
Right.
So
since we're a little bit different in age, I'm 5 years older than her, we actually put a time frame on it. So we're basically going from like 1980 when she was born all the way through 1995. So we were both around 15, 20 years old. Okay. Now we are basically looking at more childhood movies for us. Basically we cut off at the 15 or so that, it stays within the whole childhood type of scenario. But so we have a list compiled. I'm sure we'll disagree on it.
I just looked at my list.
No, I didn't look at her list. I'm sure we'll disagree on it all the way through. But I think we're going to have a lot more in common on this list than we had on previous episodes in which we disagreed.
We disagree on some things.
So by all means, go first.
Okay, so mine are not in order because I hate putting these things in order. So I'm just going to give you my top 10, and they're in no particular order. I know he's going to have an order. I don't have an order. So I'll just go, if you want to go one by one, but this is not my number 10.
Just go.
Okay, so a movie that I think should not be remade is Braveheart. I think Braveheart is a one and only. I do not think Braveheart should be remade. And I mean, Mel Gibson's performance was amazing. True or factual or non-factual, it doesn't even matter. Just the performance that was given, I think, was not just by him, but by the entire cast, was great. I thought the cinematography of it at the time, and I still think it actually holds up today, and there's probably more effects that could have been done, but I think it really still holds true, and so Braveheart is definitely one I would not want to see remade.
Yeah, Braveheart, 1995, great movie. I was a little bit older when Braveheart came out. I was in college already, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of those movies that it's on TV and I'll stop what I'm doing and I'm watching it. So yeah, I don't think I could ever see it any other way than its original form. So that's a good pick. Yeah. Okay, for me, I do have a list because I'm prepared. So mine is that should never be remade is The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride should never be remade.
I have that on my list
you have
as
it
well.
On your list?
Yep,
yeah.
right there.
That is a classic. I mean, whether or not you agree with some of the casting, whether or not you agree with some of the, maybe it's a little too corny for you, or too this or that for you.
Nowadays, it would be. Someone watching it now, I don't think it would stand the test of time as Braveheart, I think, will. But in the time frame, if you saw it then I believe that is one of those that will live with you for the rest of your life.
I think it's more of a generational movie than anything else, and it's really a cult following. Also, not only is it very popular for us, but there's a lot of like cosplay for it. A lot of
cosplay.
Yeah, cosplay. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if I said that right, but there's a lot of stuff that goes along with it. So yeah, Princess Bride by far, never remake that movie. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, another one that I think should never be remade is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I have that on there also.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I do not think that should be remade. Again, that's a generational one. I haven't seen it recently, so I couldn't tell you whether or not it would honestly stand the test of time. I mean, I guess I haven't seen The Princess Bride recently either, but I don't know. It's just...
I don't know. That movie, I think that movie would stand up. Matthew Broderick was a very cool teenager. He actually flipped the opposite way. Usually you're a nerdy teenager and you become like this heartthrob. He was actually like super heartthrob young and then kind of became nerdy when he was older as an actor in some of his feature films. But absolute classic. Absolute Bueller. I mean, just absolute classic. So yes, please never remake that movie ever. Plus, it was filmed in Chicago. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Well, I don't even know if it's actually filmed in Chicago. They might have filmed it, but it was supposed to be based out of Chicago. So.
Oh, I have another one. Just keep going.
Okay, so number 9 for me, and I have to think that you have. This is the one. Okay. I had to think that you have it on your list.
Okay.
And it was remade, and it was horrible. I mean, let me not say it was horrible. It just wasn't what we're used
What's
to.
the movie?
The Karate Kid.
Oh.
You don't have it?
No,
Oh.
I do have it on
That's
my
the
list.
one.
I do have it on my list. And the original was the best.
The original was the best. Karate Kid 2, I kind of like it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Karate Kid 3, not a fan.
No.
Not a fan of Karate Kid 3.
No, Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 2, those are
Yeah,
it.
those are it.
Those
and,
are it.
The Karate Kid, Danielson, the music in that movie, the cars in that movie, just, Daniel was just kind of nerdy, but still kind of cool. And Mr. Miyagi was just the old
Sweep the leg.
Yeah, just... Yeah, and then the guy from Cobra Kai, and then I'm totally enjoying the Cobra Kai series from YouTube TV that's now on Netflix. We're hooked on that thing because we're totally.
I can't wait for the next season to come out,
which comes out in like 30 days or something. I've been doing the thing
because it totally they take snippets back in time. You get to relive some of the original Karate Kid, the music and yes,
totally.
Even our son likes it.
Yes.
And so I don't know whether or not we've shown him the original. No, he has watched the original Karate Kid. I don't know if he's seen number 2 yet, but he has seen the original, and he did watch Cobra Kai. Yeah. He did watch that, and he was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." Yeah. And it is a modern twist on it, but yes, definitely Karate Kid was definitely on my list.
Yeah, and not a super knock on Jackie Chan or on Jaden Smith or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just. No. We loved it so much back then that no matter what you would have done, we wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be able to stand on the same level.
Yeah, totally. Okay,
my next one, I would say, because you're kind of knocking some off, so I'm glad we had honorable mention type of things, because mine are kind of going away. I'm going to say Legends of the Fall. Legends of the Fall cannot be redone. Mr. Heartthrob himself is just so hot. Maybe he's still hot, but...
Jesus.
Our son is named after him. Yeah. Tristan from Legends of the Fall.
And honestly, I picked the name.
Yes.
I was like, I've never heard that name Tristan before. And then Brad Pitt. I'm like, Brad Pitt. Yeah. Tristan. Yes. Name our son that. So yes. So, I agree. Great movie. Mm-hmm. To me, it was a little bit older for me, so that's why I didn't put it on my list. Mm-hmm. But you were within that time frame. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people did struggle through that movie though, because there's a lot of dialogue. Yeah, it's kind of slow, but like some of the scenes with Brad Pitt, no spoilers or anything, but just
if you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah, go see it. It's really worth the watch.
Yeah,
and it does stand up.
Yeah,
quite a bit. Anthony Hopkins? Yes. Anthony Hopkins is the dad.
Yes.
Yes, he's the dad. And just some great actresses that are in there. And or I should say actors. Everybody's an actor. My bad.
Actors and actresses.
Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was being insensitive.
You can say both.
Okay. Cool.
Actors as a whole.
I just learned something.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
So yeah, no, it's definitely worth it. And I believe it's supposed to be based out of like Montana or something. So the scenery is like absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right? Okay. All right. Mine, she won't get. At all. At all. Because she doesn't like this kind of humor. Okay. But for me, this movie was filmed in 1987.
Okay.
And it's Spaceballs.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
And it's a parody on Star Wars. Done by Mel Brooks. The great Mel Brooks. Who I believe is still alive, if I'm not mistaken. Mel Brooks, who did Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks, who did History of the World. Mel Brooks, who Spaceballs, with John Candy, who passed when I was in college. Bill Pullman. Rick Moranis. Rick Moranis is just all over the place. He was a little tiny star, Darth Vader with a huge freaking helmet on. I mean, it was a great parody on it. And it was just super funny. And it was one of those, when you had HBO over the summer, they'd play it like every 2 hours. So Spaceballs was always on over the summer in around 1987 or so. So yeah, so Spaceballs, absolutely never remake that movie. Never remake it. Just don't do it.
Okay. So the next one on my list, I'm going to say, which I don't know if it's on your list or not.
Okay.
But I know you've seen it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to see it remade because I don't know if I want to rewatch it. Okay, and that's The Shining. I would not want to see that remade.
Was that within those years?
Yes. I made sure of my years because, you know,
What year was
sometimes
it
we
made?
disagree. I don't remember what year it was made. I can look it up. Hold on. Okay, so I was right. It was made in 1980. No, I did not see it in 1980 because I was just born. However, by the time of 1995, I had seen it. So, it is a movie that was deep and a lot.
So it has, honestly, it has been remade. And I don't think it's being remade as a single film itself, but it was remade as a series.
No, thank you.
And it was just as scary, and it was pretty good, actually, if I remember correctly. And I know that there was a sequel that was made to it, supposed sequel that was made to it, called Dr. Sleep, if I believe, with Ewan McGregor, that came out a year and a half ago or so. So yeah. So no, that's a great movie. That's a super scary movie. Red Rum. That's a super scary movie.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So for me, and as you can see, we're picking very differently. I'm actually picking like she should be picking, and she's picking like I should be picking. Like for me, the next movie.
Rules.
Yeah, the next movie is for me is The Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
I
don't have that on my list, but yeah.
Do you ever remake this movie? As corny as it is, Falcor! Or Betray You, and everybody that was in it, and just the rock monsters, and the snail that went really fast, and the man in the tiny hat, and just the nothing that ate everything up and sucked out their existence, and he had to say his, well, let me just not spoil anything. If you haven't seen it. Yeah, it's pretty old, but man, and like the effects for that time, it was pretty mind-blowing. It was like, wow. And so yeah, there's that scene, that movie makes you cry, it makes you laugh, you're like, yes, you're like, no. So, you know, as a kid watching that movie, it was like all over the place. And that movie came out actually in 1984. So yeah, never remake that movie. Never remake that. No, never remake it. Okay, great. So what's next for you?
All right, next for me is, I know it falls within the time frame this particular movie does. I don't know if all the rest of them do.
Okay.
I don't really remember. But
Okay.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, any of the Indiana Jones movies to me are just what they should be. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm trying to think of the other one that I used to watch all of.
So you have the Temple of Doom is your favorite. Raiders of the Lost Ark is the first one. Temple of Doom is your favorite. The third one is oh my lord.
Oh, those are the two I remember.
The third one has Sean Connery in it, and he was his dad.
Yeah.
And the third one, and they found they were searching for the Grail.
Yes, the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail. God, what was that movie called? Anyways, so the third one, and then there was actually a fourth one that came out way later. I think it was like in the late 2000s, and just
not the same.
No,
not the same.
No, not at all. No. And you know what? Now that you realize that you have said that, you've said, well, no, I can't, because I can't say that because never mind. She said Indiana Jones, it has Harrison Ford on it, and then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my god, all the Star Wars movies. Please don't ever remake all the Star Wars movies. And then, but they're continuing with all those Star Wars movies. You know, and to me, personally, I love the whole mythos of Star Wars. Even from the cartoons, through the literature, through all the movies, through The Mandalorian now. I mean, I love all that. So, I mean, that can continue and push forward. I know she's probably going to be a little bit against that.
The first three, which is actually now 4, 5, and 6, to me are still the best. I tried watching 1, 2, and 3, and at least I couldn't really get through 1, and
Okay.
So,
I got you.
With all of the moving on, I wouldn't want them then to remake 4, 5, and 6.
Gotcha.
Because I do believe Star Wars shouldn't be remade, and that 4, 5, and 6 should stay as it is.
Right,
I mean,
right.
The original, that should not be remade.
Right, that story arc shouldn't be touched, and that goes without saying. And I mean, you can go on with continuations from then on out. So that's what they've done, and I appreciate that, and I thank them for not doing it. Okay, so for me, the next one is, and again, she's going to love this, and I hope that she has it on her list. The next one for me, number 6, is Gremlins.
Oh, I don't have that on my list.
Don't ever remake this movie. Okay?
Yeah, no.
Gizmo is it.
Yes.
Gizmo was the first Baby Yoda. Okay? All right? There would be no Baby Yoda if not for Gizmo. Okay? Mogwai. So
don't feed him.
Don't feed him after midnight.
Don't get him wet.
Don't get him wet. All right? Don't feed him after midnight. Super cute movie and terrifying all at the same time. It was like, especially.
And they considered it a Christmas movie because the first one is during
Christmas
the Christmas
themed.
time.
Yes.
But it's not a Christmas movie.
No, it's not a Christmas movie.
It's one of those. It's like Die Hard, where it's not a Christmas movie, but it's during Christmas.
People will argue that. Though.
Oh, people will argue
people
that.
Will argue that
cows come home, but
so,
still.
Gremlins, 1984, definitely a please do not remake on that one. I mean, I know effects and everything can go a long way now, but just the originality and everything was great. I could have just stayed with Gremlins 1 because Gremlins 2 was really bad. Like, wow, bad. But
I didn't think it was as bad.
No, it was bad.
But I mean, it was bad.
It was bad, yeah, it was bad. But Gremlins 1 was just absolute classic, and boom, that's it.
All right, this one is not going to be on your list because it is past your time, I think, or whatever.
My little threshold?
Yeah, Clueless. Clueless,
yeah.
I do not think should be remade. It is just... Clueless is great. It really was. It tied so many different groups together in a sense. Like to me, it appealed to more people than I think people realized.
Right.
Clueless to me was a great movie.
Yeah, it was.
Alicia Silverstone did a fantastic job. But Daddy, I wasn't going to.
I mean, like they really sought a target audience, and they sold it to it big time. And that generation really bought into it. Whether you were a grunge kid, whether you were a preppy kid, whatever you were into, they had all of it. So yeah, Clueless is great. Clueless did have a spin-off series on one of the major networks.
Yes, it did.
And it was short-lived.
Yeah.
But yeah, please don't remake Clueless.
No.
Clueless needs to stay where it is. Okay, and now this one, she's not going to have it on our list. Because this one is one of the most occult followed movies of all time for nerds. People who go to Comic-Con, people who go to...
Maybe they think they're cool. Don't call them nerds.
like myself. I'm including myself in there. Okay?
I think I know what it's going to be, and I think I know what it's going to be.
Okay. Flash Gordon
should
never be remade.
That's not what I thought.
Flash Gordon was made in 1980, and yes,
I almost put
some of the most horrendous acting in the universe.
That's why I almost put it on my list.
God awful acting. Freaking Timothy Dalton was in this movie, okay? And he was actually the only one that could act in the whole entire movie. It's just really bizarre. I mean, it's really bizarre. Great fact about it, Queen did the whole soundtrack for Flash Gordon. So it was just fantastic. Like somebody like me, again, when HBO first came out in Puerto Rico, we had the cable box was like this big, right? And it was just sat on top of the TV. And then it would play like a couple of music videos. And then depending on what music video it would play, you could tell what other movie was coming on. Okay? I don't know how I figured. I had a system. Oh, they played this song, Flash Gordon's coming on. So boom, Flash Gordon would come on, and we watched Flash Gordon, you know? And just, oh my God, like even now I own the movie. I'm super proud of the movie. If you ever guys watch the movie Ted, they talk about Flash Gordon and the main guy in it all the time. So please, please, please don't ever remake Flash Gordon. Leave it how it is. Leave it for like the perfect disaster that it is. So leave it. That's all I have for Flash Gordon.
Okay, so my next one is going to be Sandlot. I don't think The Sandlot should be remade.
I don't know why I don't have that movie. Oh my God.
I have no clue why you don't have that movie.
I have failed. I have failed.
I can't believe you don't have that movie.
Failed as a man for not having that movie.
The Sandlot.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yep. Just about to say that.
It is.
Yep.
Man, that is.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
It's
Damn
just
it.
a movie that will stand the test of time.
Yeah.
I do think it is generational, but I do think it will. I think this generation could still like this movie.
We'll kind of
I really
appreciate
do.
it and see it for what it is and everything. And yeah, it's man, is that a good movie? Good movie. All right, great choice on that
Thanks.
one. Okay. My next one is this one, and this is one of my favorite movies of all time because it has one of my favorite actors of all time, and it's Big, from 1988. Please don't ever remake this movie. I know there was a movie that came out.
Walking down the street,
10 times a week. I said it, I made it, I stole my mother's credit. I'm cool, I'm hot. I sucked me in the stomach 3 more times. Yeah, we're nuts. So, whatchamacallit, don't ever remake this movie.
Yeah, no. It was too good.
Yeah.
It would be really creepy now.
Yeah, it would be creepy.
It would be really creepy
Yeah.
if you tried
It
to
would be
remake
creepy.
Big. Like,
Yeah.
in the time that it was, I think it stands the test of time because of when it was made.
Right.
I think if it was made now, it would not be so cool.
Right, with
At
all
all.
the things going on and everything.
Yeah, I don't think. But at the same time, it almost doesn't cross lines to offend today.
Right.
I just don't think being made today,
Right.
it would fly.
And I hope everybody would understand that we're talking about magic and things that happen like magically, and he makes a wish and things happen. So it's not real. It's not anything meant to offend anybody. But all in all, that movie is just it got him his first Oscar nomination. So he didn't win that year. But he's won several since. But he is.
It's not on my list. I'm surprised that one's not on my list.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
Yeah.
But that movie was just awesome. That whole scene in the toy store is just one of the most iconic scenes. Yeah.
Chopsticks.
And even like when he's playing with the kid in the store, and he's like, "My name's Jack. My name's whatever. Whew, you wanna be friends? Cool." And that's exactly how kids talk. And it was just like, oh, that's so awesome. So yeah, it was great.
Well, kids won't even know because FAO Schwartz isn't even around anymore.
No, yeah, that's right.
They have absolutely no clue what that is. Like, which just blows my mind that that's not open and kids don't know
what FAO Schwartz is. Yeah.
Or was.
I think there might be one in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I don't know. I know the one in New York closed.
Remember when we went to go see it and it was closed? It was next to the Apple store or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go.
My next one, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 left.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Dirty Dancing. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Dirty Dancing. Don't touch it.
Don't touch that movie.
Don't touch it.
And don't make a sequel.
Oh gosh, no. Don't
Havana
touch
Nights is so bad.
It wasn't even a sequel. They said it was a sequel. That is not a sequel.
Oh, that was so bad.
That was
It had Patrick Swayze in it.
Bad.
It was so bad.
That was so bad.
So
that was
bad.
our second date. Bad.
Yes.
We were not
We were
good
not good at movies.
No.
First date, Passion of the Christ.
Who does that?
Yikes. Second
Who
date.
does that?
Second date, Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights.
No. We should have. I mean,
We should have called it quits.
Yeah,
We should have been like, what the hell? Let the heavy drinking. It's like, what's going on?
But don't remake my Dirty Dancing, please.
Yeah, don't. No,
Okay.
that's a classic movie.
Go ahead.
All right. My third movie is Back to the Future.
I thought about that one, and
Yeah. Don't ever remake it, because I don't think anybody can deliver like Michael J. Fox did in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
The whole way he was. Just everything. Him meeting his parents, his mom hitting on him, them calling him Calvin because his underwear says Calvin Klein. It just hello, McFly. I mean,
Biff.
yeah, things that we said McFly. My mom, with a Puerto Rican accent, McFly. She would say that to us. So yeah, that movie is great. I didn't really care for the sequels, but that first movie was just unbelievable.
To the clock tower.
Yeah, the CGI and all that stuff that went along to it for that movie at that time was mind blowing, and that was in 1985. And that was like, you couldn't buy a ticket to watch Back to the Future. There was lines everywhere. They ran out of tickets all the time. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go next with Pretty Woman. Don't remake it.
That's a good movie.
Don't remake it. Julia Roberts and
I totally forgot about that.
yeah,
movie.
and
Wow.
oh my gosh, I can't believe
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere. I was like, I can't believe I forgot his name.
Richard Gere.
Just phenomenal movie. No, it's not for kids. I get it, but that was a movie that I watched over and over and over and over again because everyone wanted
every
to be
hooker
her.
wants the fairy tale.
No, well, because everybody wanted $50, Grandpa. For 75, the wife can watch. I mean, like there's so many different little things in that it just yes. Apparently, she came in with Mr. Whatever. There are so many different things, and it was super iconic. To me, it still holds up, but that's probably because I absolutely love it. Who does it work out for, Kit? Did it work out for Skinny Marie? Or, oh, you want a name? Yes, I want a name. A name. The pressure of a name. Ah, I got it. Cinda Effinrella. I mean, like, who? What? Yes! Okay, anyway. Pretty Woman. Don't remake it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't get us started on Pretty Woman, by the way. She keeps going. All right, so number 2 on my list is, I'm surprised that you don't have it on yours.
Okay.
I haven't looked at yours, but
Okay.
I'm hoping to see. Is Beetlejuice.
Oh, no.
Don't
It's not on my
ever
list.
make that movie again.
Just a little sprinkling.
Yeah. Don't ever remake that movie. The amount
Jump on
of
the line.
yeah,
Everybody in time.
the music,
Okay,
the one-liners in that movie. Michael Keaton, just unbelievable. I think it was nominated for Best Picture of the Year. I mean, and all the actors and actresses
Winona
and everything
Ryder.
in it. Winona Ryder was a teenager in that
Yeah.
movie. I mean, just ridiculous. Don't
yeah.
ever remake that movie. You can't. You can't
Yeah.
remake that movie. So
No.
just don't. Oh, just Michael Keaton just blows me away in that movie. He was just so phenomenal. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Okay,
Yeah.
for my last one that I have, are you on number 1?
I'm on number 1.
Okay, so the last one that I have is E.T. Don't remake E.T. I know we've had several versions of extraterrestrial things, but E.T. itself
I didn't think about that.
not be remade. Like, it just, I don't know. And I don't know if, speaking of like what you said with Beetlejuice, I don't know if our son has watched that. That's something I actually would like for him to watch if he hasn't. I don't think he has.
He'd never get through that now.
Oh, I think he might though. I think he might.
I don't know.
E.T., I don't know if he would get through. I don't know if E.T. would stand the test of time
I don't think
because
so.
it being extraterrestrial and everything else that we've done, all the other movies that we've done that have to do with aliens and all this stuff and all the CGI and all of that kind of stuff. That's
the advancement is so
yeah, that's the only reason why I don't think E.T. would stand the test of time. But I would not want to see it redone with CGI.
Yeah.
I think it would be its own movie, but I don't not an oh, hey, this is an E.T. remake. For me, it's just a no.
Okay, I agree. I didn't think about E.T. Yeah, I wouldn't want anybody to touch that again.
Yeah.
That's just too nostalgic for me. And
Yeah.
I saw that actually in Puerto Rico, so I would never want to see that. I just realized something, and
What?
I'm going to do a couple honorable mentions real fast,
Mm-hmm.
real quick. You had Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like you said, whatever. One that I totally forgot, and I literally just popped in my brain, and they're coming out with a sequel sometime next year, is Top Gun.
Oh man, Top Gun's on my list. I totally forgot. It's on my
Oh,
list.
cool.
Top Gun is on my list.
Don't ever remake that movie.
No.
Don't ever remake it.
No.
Don't
Talk to me, Goose.
Don't break up Maverick and Goose.
Oh no, you can't.
Don't ever remake that movie. No.
You can't do
And
that.
I'm super excited about part 2.
I am too.
You know, Tom Cruise has his own things, and he's Scientology. He does his own thing.
Whatever. I
I
don't
love
care.
his
That's
movies,
not part
man.
of the movie.
I'm totally loving his movies. So I'm all in. Action movies, Mission Impossibles, whatever with him.
Yeah.
I'm all in with him. So yeah, please don't make that movie. Don't remake that movie.
Yeah, no. Top Gun is definitely on its own, and
Now this is going to be a little bit controversial.
Sorry.
Okay.
You never close your eyes.
Yeah. Thanks. She just dropped the bass. So.
You shake my nerves and you ride on my breath. You're kind of left out to man and sing. Oh crap!
You
I
broke my
forgot.
wheel.
Oh, what a thrill! Goodness gracious! Great balls of fire. Sorry. Okay.
That was good. That was
Little
good.
performance
No,
right
good job.
there.
Good job. All right, so my last one is the movie that should never be made ever again. Remade or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever again is every single Disney movie. Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Now,
It's gonna be controversial.
Tron, the remake for Tron was pretty solid. I'll give it a thumbs up for Tron. I liked it. Okay. Every other Disney remake, maybe Beauty and the Beast. Maybe I'll throw that a bone.
No, let's not.
Really?
Let's not.
I don't like anything they're throwing out at remake. I like the original animation. I like the original cartoons. I like the first draft. And I'm going back from Fantasia, Pete's Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Pete the Dragon. You know what I'm trying to say. They remade that movie and it was horrible.
Oh.
And it was horrible. Pete's Dragon, that's what it
Yes.
is. Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon.
And it was horrible. And that was like one of my like go-tos when I was young, you know? Don't do it. Don't CGI the characters. Don't give me a blue Will Smith as the genie. I want Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Don't give me Beyonce as Nala. I want the original Nala. You know, don't give me now they're doing Little Mermaid. So I'd like to see how the hell they're gonna pull that off.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know.
So just
Scuttle!
every single Disney movie, with the exception of Tron, okay, which was legit. I totally dug that movie. Is just please don't ever remake it.
Yeah.
Like don't remake Snow White. Don't remake Beauty and Cinderella, which they did, and it bombed.
Yeah. Well, Cinderella's been remade many a times. Many times. They've given it different names, but Cinderella's been remade many
times. But Disney
times.
made a Cinderella a couple of years ago and did not do well.
Yeah. Hercules. Don't remake Hercules.
Yeah, don't remake Hercules. Don't remake.
I'm trying to think of what else.
Oh my God, what do they have?
Victoria's favorite. I mean, there's tons. There's absolutely
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Don't remake that.
Tons of movies.
All the animated films that came out during that time.
Princess and the Frog.
Pocahontas. Don't redo Pocahontas.
No,
don't redo that.
No. You have new ones that are coming out. Make new ones. Let them, make new stories.
Create new stories. Yes.
Not.
Stop remaking.
Yeah.
Stop. Oh my God. If I have to hear Beyonce one more time, and I like Beyonce, but she's not an actress. She's not even a voice actress. And it's just like, oh God.
He's getting real controversial with this.
Then Will Smith. I dig Will Smith. No.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of and I really tried to watch it with but no.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
The whole time that's all I heard, that's all I saw, or that's all I was remembering, and that's all I did the whole movie was compare, and I didn't want to compare.
Right.
If it was a poorly made movie to begin with and you remade it and made it better, then I can understand that, and I don't think that's what has been done, and I think that's what's going to be difficult is taking the movies, the classics as they are, and making them better. Right. When they're not, and there's no need to make them better. Right. Maybe you can make them better quality. Maybe there's some sort of technology to do something with what the original was and leaving it as the original, but enhancing it in some way, but not. Which I believe that's already happened. When it went to DVD and Blu-ray and stuff like that.
You're right. Like Star Wars years ago did a remake of all the original Star Wars movies, or what's the word? You used it just recently. It's an
enhancement?
Yeah, it's kind of like they enhanced the original 3 films. So Return of the Jedi, Strikes Back, and A New Hope. So they added new digitized, digital enhancements to the film throughout the movies. And it was all right. I mean, some of it mixed really well, some of it didn't. But I'd rather you go that route then you try to reanimate it and make it lifelike, and it just fail. Don't make Tarzan. Don't. Yeah. I mean, don't. just don't do it, man. Just please, no more Disney movie. Create new Disney content. That would be the shit. Do that. Let's move forward that way. No more remaking of the classics. It does. If you want, just re-release them. People will go watch them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that some won't, and we're losing in time how things are viewed. Just a generational part of it, I do think, because I mean most kids, if we asked our son right now, what's Fantasia, he would have no clue. He has no clue about the elephants and all the dancing ostriches and he doesn't have a clue about what that is.
Right.
So but a lot of people have gone to see Fantasmic and at the parks, and so it is different, but that's in essence I believe where they got it from, and I could be very wrong in that, but I think that's more or less where they got that from. Making it almost hodgepodgey of all the different Disney things into one, but
right.
I don't know. To me, it's almost as if you want to remake who Mickey Mouse is, and you just can't do that. Like, yes, he started and he was a little different, and Mickey Mouse has evolved during time, but the Mickey Mouse that we've had for a good long while. So for you to change him is kind of, I guess, more or less what we're talking about with the Disney movies, of don't change kind of what has been for a while and make it this whole, and making it where it's the real people, making it, what's the word for it? Live action.
Yeah.
Making it live action doesn't, you're still redoing the movie.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the difference lies, at least for us or for me, is
for me too,
the live action is still redoing the movie. You're like, oh, well, we have the animated one, then we have the live action one. It's still redoing the movie.
And you know what?
It's just with real people, and I don't know.
I stand corrected. Tron is literally a sequel to the first Tron. It's not a remake of the initial Tron, because he goes back and he sees his father, who's the initial Tron who went back. So I stand corrected. Tron is actually a sequel. So on that part, I stand corrected. So please don't remake the original Tron.
Don't remake them.
Yeah, don't do it again, because that one was still visually like, wow. For its time, it was wow. So you're finishing up.
I'm finished.
You're done?
I'm finished, yeah, because I had Top Gun and I forgot
Okay, cool.
about Top
All
Gun.
right, cool. So,
I mean, I'm sure that there are other movies that we wish not to be remade.
Like for me, I love baseball. There's a couple baseball movies in the 90s and the 80s. One's called Bull Durham with Kevin Costner. And then the other one is Major League with Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes and Tom Berenger. I wouldn't want to see those movies remade ever. Those are classic movies for me. So
I don't know when this movie was made. It might have been in 2000s, but A League of Their Own, was that in the 90s? Was that the late 90s maybe?
No, that was in the...
Was it mid 90s?
That was in the early 90s. That was before I even went to Michigan.
Okay,
So
so
that was
A
like
League of Their
92.
Own, I would not want to see remade.
No.
Oh my,
What a great cast.
No way, that was
What
phenomenal.
a great movie. Tom
Phenomenal.
Hanks.
Yeah, Madonna,
ridiculous. Rosie O'Donnell.
Wow.
Gina Davis.
Yep.
Gina Davis.
It was
awesome.
phenomenal.
Awesome
it was
movie.
such a great movie, and even for the time, it was wonderful for women. I mean, because there were it was such a woman-heavy cast.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was about a women's baseball league.
I know.
Yeah, it totally
but it
represented women and their individuality and everything during that time, and that was, I believe it was set during World War II.
I think so, yes.
So, a lot of, during that time, either the women went to work the factories while the men went to fight in wars, or, the United States still needed baseball. They needed a product.
Few, which were few.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they had quite a few teams.
Yeah.
And
the fact that it's a true story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic movie. I mean, that movie stands out still. I think you could still put that movie out.
Oh, most definitely.
And people would watch it, especially with, not taking away from like Gina Gershon or Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, but Tom Hanks, again, steals that movie.
I don't know.
When he does that whole thing, are you crying? Still crying in baseball? Just the whole thing. Yes, they all did a good thing, and you're right. It is a woman guided movie.
Yes.
I'd never seen him play that role before. And it was just amazing. And one movie that we totally forgot to put on here that I have to say, I was in college and she was probably in high school, so still probably remember it, is Forrest Gump. Don't ever remake that movie.
Mama said life is like a box of chocolates.
That
You
was-
never know what you're going to get.
That was pretty good, babe. So we're just spitfiring right here,
Yeah.
spitballing. But
Yeah, and there are so many great movies, and there are some that probably have been better remade. And maybe we'll visit that,
Right,
on another episode of, some of the best movies that have been remade and why it was better.
Right.
Why were they better when they were remade? But these are, and some of them, actually quite a few I feel are more cult classics too.
Right.
Some will stand the test of time, generational test of time, some won't.
Right.
A lot of it has to do with just the way technology is. So some of it isn't even the material that it is. It's the technology that was used, and some of it's the material. Some of the material couldn't be used, whether it's too corny or it's inappropriate or it, could possibly cross lines or offend. So I don't know. I think, I carried a watermelon. What movie?
That's damn Dirty Dancing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
on that note.
So that's it today. With our best or our top 10, which ended up being a lot more than 10.
Right.
But our top 10.
Top 10 don't remake movies.
Don't remake these movies.
Don't remake them.
Please don't remake these movies because they're really good the way they were the first time. So signing off. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good night.